Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'll just show you some of the ways that I go about making my pages. Obviously, we're all at this stage right now, and there's a couple of ways we can move forward. So some of the stuff I showed earlier this morning was you could do a big wash over everything first, just to kind of establish colors, and then ink over top of it, which gives a cool effect. And then if you have any extras that you don't want, you can white it out. So we've used these paint markers for this section here. So they work really well for covering stuff up. It's almost like a whiteout, but I like it just because it gives like a little bit more texture to a background as opposed to just leaving a white page. And you can kind of get like some more of the color into the panels just because you've already established it. This one was done in gouache, so it's a way you can get like a different value out of your color because it's a little bit see-through if you water it down. So you can still get some color, but not as aggressive as the rest of it. Another way to start is to just ink your pencils straight from here. So you can use a brush pen or a micron, whatever you're comfortable with. I like the brush pen just because you can go from thin to like some really thick lines to help push things forward. So the thinner the line is, the further back it's going to be visually. And so in this one, I used it to establish weight because these characters are supposed to be giants. So start with a thin line on top, and then you can really thicken it up at the bottom, and that kind of drags everything down, makes them seem really heavy and big. But that's one step. Then after you've done a bunch, I like to do my ink wash. So this is just straight ink and water, nothing crazy. So you can just go in, like these guys are made of stone, so I'm gonna just gray all of it out. And if you want a little bit of a looser feel to the figures, you do this step first, because then this will, you don't have the safety of a thick line or a thin line, anything at all. So your shapes are gonna be a little bit more wobbly, a little bit freer. It just depends on the kind of look you're going for. If you want something really tight, then I would do black ink first and then shade it afterwards. I'll show you one thing I like to do for gradients. So this was already dried and everything, but go in with a second layer of ink. Ideally this would be a bit darker, but I don't feel like making another mix right now. But we'll go up to there, let's say. And this is just a water brush, it's just full of water. Just start wetting up here, and then hook up with the ink. Keep it clean. But what this